Hey guys, it's Amy. Welcome back to the channel, Amy Brews Weddings and Wellness. I know I've taken a little break lately, had lots of weddings, and have taught lots of classes and have had some super fun birthday parties in the studio. So I have been a busy bee, but I am back at it and recording for you today. So we are going to dive into my top 5 tips for inspiring and encouraging clients as an instructor. So I've mentioned before, I've been a spin instructor for going on 10 years. This is my 10th year in August. And I've been teaching Pilates for 3. I had my own business where a partner and I had essentially a private group of women that we would coach and help with their overall wellness. And so I've got a lot of experience with clients at this point for fitness and for weddings, of course. But today we're going to focus on fitness, and I'm going to be speaking mainly to other instructors or business owners, fitness business owners. But I feel like this could be encouraging for anyone, and I feel like this information would be good really in any business overall. So hopefully you enjoy it and you stick around so I can teach you or tell you all about my top ways to build more than muscles, but also build relationships and lift more than glutes. Let's lift some spirits. All right, so stick around and we'll get right to it. Okay, so tip number 1 is use names or make it personal. All right, so I feel like everyone's probably like, yeah, no brainer. But honestly, this is something that I don't know that everyone takes out the time to do. I know that we're all busy, and most of us that are teaching, you're running in and out. This is probably your second job or your side hustle, or however you want to put it. I know a lot of the ladies at our studio, Pilates is just a passion for them. And so they're teaching and doing things in addition to their quote day job. So we could be in a hurry. All right. So I get that. But it's really important to take the time and make an effort to learn people's names. It really makes people feel special. It makes people feel wanted and accepted. So obviously these are just important things in life. In my opinion, a name is just kind of a key part of our identity, obviously. And so I think it's just really important to make an effort there. So one of the things that we can do to make it personal and use names, an easy way to learn those names is a roll call, right? I know so my style is pretty silly, funny, jokey, whatever. I try not to take it too seriously, although we are serious and we are helping people. We're not necessarily, we're not doing brain surgery. So we can keep it light, we can keep it fun. So roll call, much like in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, except a bit more animated.
Bueller, 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 Bueller.
Okay. So, you probably have an app where people have signed up for your class. If there are people in your class that you don't already know, just use that time to do a little bit of a funny roll call moment and call people out and get to know them. After or before class, make sure you introduce yourself and give them a chance. Repeat their name back to them. That's a little trick that I feel like is very helpful for remembering people's names or any other kind of association. Like we have a client that is named Alexa, and so obviously we have to laugh about her and the Alexa, the whole Alexa, turn on the lights, whatever. So different little things like that can help you remember your clients and their names, call them by name, and then during class, encouraging them by name is really helpful. Now, when I say encouraging people by name and use their names often, don't use their names to call them out like in a negative way, right? All right. So nobody really, no one loves negative attention, obviously. And, I guess I can't say no one, but most people don't like negative attention. And in an intimidating environment like a workout setting, people do not want to be called out. Okay, so definitely be careful with this. But this can look like pulling your mic away from your mouth and assisting someone and using their name in that process. Now, have I had moments where I've called people the wrong name? 100%. 100%. Have I misread names in the app? 100%. Have done it. Probably will do it again. Are there people who I've asked them how to pronounce their name and then later on I am nervous that I still am not pronouncing it correctly? Yes. Okay, so my name is Amy. It's pretty generic at this point, pretty common, I guess I should say, not generic. But, not everybody has Amy or I don't want to offend anybody, Mandy or whatever. We don't have names that maybe are super well known and pretty easy to figure out. Everyone doesn't have that, and so that's understandable. But don't be afraid to ask people. I think most of the time people are pretty already aware that they have an unusual name. Okay, you will probably not be the first person that's asked them how to pronounce it. So, but I think that they will appreciate the effort to call them by their name. So y'all feel free to drop me some opinions on this portion, on this video. I would love to hear what you think about it. But my number one or top tip or number one in this list is use names as often as possible and make it personal. All right. So number two, my next tip is to celebrate progress over perfection. And obviously I'm not doing a perfect job at this video today, so that's a great example of we are progressing. Hopefully these YouTube videos are progressing for me and I'm doing better and better as I practice, right? Practice makes perfect, as they used to say. But honestly, the progress is what we're looking for, and that is really key. So we want to encourage people that they are making progress, all right? And progress can come very quickly with consistency in taking classes. And so I think it's really important if you have regular clients, for sure, people that you are seeing once or more per week, whenever you see them, to point out the progress that they're making to encourage them to continue. Okay, so you want people to come back. We want people to continue. We want people to have a strong journey and continue to be clients. Because it's profitable, but mainly because you're there to help people. If you've opened a fitness business or if you've decided to teach classes, you're probably likely to have a heart for helping people and wanting them to be healthy and whole and make good progress. So I'm going to assume that that's at the heart of your business and that you're going to want to encourage people's progress. So please be sure to note progress over perfection. All right, so that's number two, progress, not perfection. All right. Okay, now number three is going to be watch your tone. All right, so this one made me laugh, honestly, when I thought of it or when I thought about it, because my mom used to say that a lot. Watch your tone, young lady. And often we talk about tone in life these days where there is lack of tone in text messaging, right? Or even in emails, anytime you're text or typing, there's no tone, and tone can be so important, right? We can say things or type things in a text that sound completely different in someone's mind than you maybe ever meant it to be. So tone is super important, and tone is going to be important when you're teaching, okay? So we really want to focus on positive cueing, supportive cues versus any kind of critical command, all right? So can you be firm and affirming? Obviously, of course, there are times when you're going to have to be firm, that you should be firm, but we don't want to give drill sergeant.
What's your sole purpose in this army?
To do whatever you tell me, drill sergeant.
Okay. Now, Do different clients react or respond to different things? 100%. Some people react well to, for lack of a better way to put it, drill sergeant type vibe, where someone is really giving them a hard time, telling them, really pushing them. They need their feet to the fire. But generally speaking, in my experience of 10 years plus between weddings and all the things, does positive reinforcement go a much further way with the majority of people? Absolutely. So we're going to just want to watch our tone, young lady, and just really think about how we're saying what we're saying. So again, another common thing you might hear is it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So that can be really important. Now, side note, do I get aggravated sometimes and irritated and things come out the wrong way? Yeah. I was texting with another instructor just yesterday, and we were talking about just various things. And one of the things I said was, I rarely, if ever, have what I would consider a perfect class where everything went swimmingly and I didn't say anything dumb. Okay. So that's just how it is. But our heart is in the right place. If you're watching this video, then you give some kind of flip about what you're doing as an instructor or as a business owner or whatever, maybe even just in life and as you interact with people. So we're going to just remember to speak how we'd like to be spoken to, sort of a do unto others type scenario, and watch our tone. Okay, so watch our tone is number 3. And next one, number 4, is match that energy. All right, so when I say match that energy, it's probably going to be more like elevate the energy. The energy in the room and the energy in the class is on you, friend. As an instructor, let me not keep tapping my nails where y'all can hear it. But I'm super passionate about this specific one and elevating energy in the room. Your energy makes all the difference in the world. Your energy will be what they come back for, okay, again and again. So I'm going to really encourage you to elevate the energy in the room. If you are having a hard day, and I've had many, okay, we all have, then you have to really do your best to leave it at the door. And sometimes I bring it in for a second, and I might share it with some of the ladies, and they might know, but because I'm a human, and so are they, and sometimes that's a good thing to show that we are all human. But at the end of the day, we have to take that off, and we have to put on the instructor hat, and we have to bring the energy. Okay. Now, our different types of workouts and teaching different type of workouts require different types of energy. 1,000%. The answer to that is yes. The energy that I give is different in a spin class versus teaching a Pilates class. Now, do I bring that encouragement? Do I bring that general energy, spunk, sunshine, caffeine, maintaining my sunny personality to Pilates? Absolutely. Everything that I do, I'm going to bring a very similar energy because a lot of it at the end of the day is who I am. But your energy is contagious, and you will set not just the energy tone, but the emotional tone, okay, for the room. And look, I have had some very emotional moments. I've had clients share very emotional moments with me. That is part of it, and that is part of the connection that we're building, and that's okay. We've had times where we pray for people after class, which is amazing and touching and needed. And I encourage it. I encourage you to care enough about your clients and about the job that you're doing, even if you're only doing it for a few dollars an hour as an instructor, to really take those opportunities for ministry and for connection. Pray with people, talk with people, encourage them, grieve and bear one another's burdens. That's just part of it, in my opinion. Okay, so I'm going to encourage you in whatever way that works for you, to really try to elevate, bring that energy, and set that emotional tone. Okay, so more tone, haha. But energy, it's on you, girl or boy. All right, and last but not least, today our final tip, or my final tip, I should say, is what we should do with this video as well, which is finish on a high note. All right, so we definitely want to finish strong. All right, and in all the ways, as an instructor, as a participant, all those things are important. But I always end with an encouragement. You showed up, and that's what's most important. You did the work. Some of the things I like to say at the end of a lot of my classes, I like to encourage people to give themselves a hand. Give yourself a hand clap because you deserve it. Let that hard work sink in. I have quite a few Amy-isms for the end of class, and but it just really is important to end on a high note, encourage your clients. I teach a stretch class occasionally. I would like to teach it more, but I'm on the schedule about once a month, once every 3 weeks. And when we finish that class, it's really just, okay, so we're resetting. Stay here in this moment and let all that stretching and all that sink in. Give yourself a chance to set an intention for the week, all of those things. So the end and finishing on a high note is super important, and you want to let them have a positive takeaway. And if you want them to keep coming back, which we do, finishing on a high note, positive takeaway, and then inviting them next to the next class to come back, or to be like, can't wait to see you next time, I'll see you. And in spin, really in both, but I find in spin in particular, sometimes people try to run. They try to Forrest Gump on me. But I track them down. Usually, I try to catch people and I try to talk to them. What did you think? How did you do? I think you looked great. I think you looked like you had a great time. All of the things. But it is important to really try to connect again at the end of the class if you can, and coming back around to that first tip, use their name again. All of those things are super important. So these are 5 simple but powerful ways to inspire and motivate your clients as an instructor, as a business owner, just as a person. Okay, so anyway, now I want to send you off to go light up your studio and do you, boo. And before we get out of here, I'm going to show you my little bruise for the day is our Spin Queen mug, because Avi got to have the Spin shirt and the Spin Queen mug today, because this really was perfect timing, wrapping it up with this mug today. So quick story, a client of mine from the classes that I teach knew I was having a hard time, knew that I had a lot on my plate. All right, and had some difficult events and a lot of things going on outside of the studio. So she brought me this mug as an encouragement, as a thank you, as a this week will be better moment, or reminder, and that she just thought about me when she saw this Spin Queen, and it's got my name on it, and it's got the cutest little spin bike ever. So it's so appreciated. So shout out to you, Mia, for being such a lovely person and thinking about me. And I do get a lot of fun mugs from my clients, guys. They know that I like caffeine, and they know that I do these videos, I guess. But anyway, I did want to just close with this one and use it sort of as a proof that you can really connect with people and make a difference in their life, and they make a difference in yours. So I hope that you loved this video, loved this information. Will you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, do all the things, and please come back and see me next time. All right, guys. See ya.